Hey folks, welcome to the RPG Lounge. Um, this isn't an RPG. I suppose it is, kind of, because we're playing the role of somebody called a breaker, but this is a factory game. It's a first-person factory game that I've been playing a ton of, and I'd figure I'd just show you around the game. This is one of my other addictions, other than RPGs, is factory games. I love Satisfactory, and then I found this one a couple months ago, and yeah, it's really fun. It's underground. The only thing I don't really enjoy about it is the limited resources that we've got. Now, to be fair, the resources last a long time, but they're still limited, which I would really like a setting to turn that off. So I'm going to upload this the same day as the Dark Souls and the Chrono Trigger stuff. If you like role-playing games too, and you're coming to this because you like Tectonica, you can go check out my other content too. Um, if this video does have decently, and if people have some interest in it, I would be open to doing a playthrough of this game and Satisfactory on the channel, because I really love these games. They just, for whatever reason, they scratch a certain itch that is just no other game does. So we are underground. I've built all of this except for the waterfall. The waterfall is natural. So all the floors, all the railings. Well, we didn't build that thing. That's a piece of set dressing for the game. It's a upgradable terminal that unlocks technologies for us. So we bring it stuff, and it unlocks things. What is wrong with this? What is wrong with this? Oh, is this all filled up? It is. Okay. This is still going over here. Okay, it's just slowed down production, it looks like. We have a certain box of ore, and I betcha it is completely filled. Whee. Yeah, Atlantum ingots. This is all full, isn't it? Yeah, it's all full. And that is going over yonder. Oh yeah, if you're looking for an efficient factory, no, it doesn't happen here. I'm not good at doing that stuff. I just enjoy the games, and I just kind of go with it here. Why is this not doing the thingy thing? Oh, we've got a problem. This is our problem. Not sure as to why, though. What are we missing? Oh, okay, I gotcha. Plant frames. Where are my plant frames coming from? Yonder. Hmm. A little bit of an issue or something? No, there's the plant frames. Oh, we're splitting them. That's why. Okay. Yeah, this all looks very confusing because it kind of is. It's just a lot of different items going a lot of different places to do a lot of different things. There's one of our ore veins, though. But yeah, I've gone crazy with the walls and all sorts of stuff. We got batteries called accumulators. Got a ton of those storing energy for us. So if everything goes down, these will probably last, I don't know, hour or two, maybe more than that. Because they honestly do have quite a bit of stored power in them. These are actually research cores. I'll show you the other tower I have of them. We go up and up and up, and these unlock their physical representations of skill points in the game that you can spend on new technologies, new machines, upgrades, all sorts of cool stuff. But you have to spawn them in the world. So they have to have some sort of a location. So I have a better location in one of the next rooms. This is floor 2, which I still have a ton of space to work with. Floor 3. So we've got a lot of room to expand, which is cool. Let's go to the other area. Right now we're a little overburdened. I've been working on some stuff and things, and we did some digging, and it just filled our inventory with limestone and all sorts of other things. But let's go to the power area. One of my next kind of projects is to upgrade our power grid. Because it is getting to the point where it kind of needs to happen. Our power grid exists of hydroelectric power, actually, for the most part. We have another hydroelectric plant underneath the floor in our main base there, but this is really the powerhouse, quite literally, of our base. It's all these water wheels which turn these crank generators. And these are just level 1 crank generators. My next big project is to start creating level 2 crank generators and just mass produce them and then replace all of these. And that will actually put us through the roof of power generation, because these do 200 and some change kilowatts. And the Mark II does like 4 or 5 times that. I think it's like 12 or 1400 or something like that. I have to find it. Where? I think it's actually underground. Because I have like 2 of the Mark IIs that I found just out in the wild. And they just are through the roof awesome. Here's our main research tower. We got 2 of them. We got purple research and blue research. They unlock different things. But yeah, that goes way, way, way up. I actually had to clear out some rock and things around this one a while back just because it was not able to fully spawn. So if anything like rock or basically any object of any kind is in the way, it won't spawn the research core. So basically what I've gotten in the habit of doing is putting this basically spiral staircase around each of these so I can clear them pretty much out. It's another developer thing that was here way before we did any of this stuff. But all these floors, all these walls, that's all me putting stuff in. Man, we are not. Why are we so overburdened? Oh, you know what? I'll bet you it's like all the ingots that are in our inventory. That could be. have a box somewhere I can put some of this stuff so I can walk a little faster. So this is more iron that's coming in. I do have another small little outpost where I first started the game, but it's pretty tiny. It just has some copper and iron ingot production. Got another iron node over here that we'll be able to tap into eventually. I think we've got a limestone one as well that I'm gonna probably have to tap into for our cement production facility. Well, cement and other stuff. Got some all sorts of different things that I haven't unlocked yet. It's just, yeah, it can get overwhelming. These games, there's a huge valley underneath the ground. So here's our map. So you can dig all over the place and make rooms and all sorts of cool things. So this is one of the reasons I really like this game versus some other kinds of factory building games, is you can really, dig around and make whatever you want. Now, that being said, it would be nice if these were unlimited, because these are our resource nodes. This is copper. You can tell by kind of the color, but you can also just scan it. And we unlocked a certain kind of scanner to be able to detect minerals and things. So it just tells us on the bottom left hand of the screen what kind of thing this is. So yeah, I'd still like them to be unlimited. It gives me more play out of the game if it's unlimited. So I don't want to have to, and I also don't want to have to, once you've set, at least for me, once I've set up a mining system, it's really nice to not have to change it. I mean, I know that's a real thing in actual mining and production, that you have to change resource stuff and resource setups and things like that. It'd just be nice to have the option to not have to do that. Because honestly, thinking of all the production lines and all that kind of stuff, that's the part I really enjoy. And then, seeing it work and then being able to tweak it over time. Yeah, we built this whole thing too. Boop. This is actually some of the new content, which is this, the X-ray facility, which is all the building materials that I've been using in game now. But I basically encased the X-ray facility in walls and such. We're making these are mining charges, which I'm using in a special kind of drill, a blast drill that actually explodes against the rock and gets us huge chunks of stuff out of it. We've turned off these Mark II drills for the moment. I actually don't need iron ingots right now in this area. I have a ton of them at the main base, so I do think we might be still making. What are we making over here? Okay, we are making copper ingots because once you separate out these large iron chunks, you get, I think it's dirt, or is it clay? Let me look here. A copper chunk, what does it make? It makes gravel and copper ore. So we take the gravel and we mix it with quicklime, and that makes concrete. It's over here. So we're making concrete slowly but surely. So yeah, I would say that this game actually has more complexity, because I still have not unlocked a good part of the tech tree. I've got, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that I haven't unlocked. tier-wise. So I haven't scanned a lot of things. So these are all the various tech trees that we've got. And there's room for expansion, so these devs can really go to town and make cool stuff. I mean, there's 3 more slots here for more stuff. So I am pretty sure they're going to just go for it and make a ton more content for this game. To the point where I'll probably end up starting over on a playthrough eventually. But, so you do find ruins and such in this game, which is kind of fun. If you go through, this was actually all dirt and just a wall. This little section. If you see the tilted pieces, that's part of the original ruin that was here. And then I went ahead and scanned everything with my little scanner and took it all apart and put it all back together. I actually left this ruined section on top because it's kind of curved and it kind of looked cool anyways, so I left that. I came in here, made and created this room, put all these wonderful lights in, and let's see how this is doing. Oh yeah, it's doing just fine. And then this is the whole ruin. I did the same thing with this. I went ahead and scanned everything and put it back together somewhat as it was. But then you've got this stuff. This is an entire tower, and it's all storing. This one's storing also to limestone. So you can scan it, bloop, and then that gives you limestone. So this tower is huge, and it is absolutely packed with this limestone stuff. That's one of the reasons I've got it repaired and things like that, because I'm just going to come through here and use that limestone in the production of my concrete and such. So now we can go here, blink, 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 and that'll continue to do its thing. We're gonna put away a few of these things. I don't want to move at a snail's pace for this entire episode today. Got beams, we got this. We're gonna get rid of some of this. Metal beams. Get rid of the iron ore. These smelter Mark IIs, we'll probably have to use some of those eventually. The Mark II stuff in this game actually takes a lot of power to use. So this is one of the huge reasons that I need to actually upgrade the power grid. It just needs to be done. And I think, oh, there we go. Now we're moving. Hey, there. Woohoo! We're free of being over encumbered. Nice. All right. So we gotta, I'll look at and see what it takes to make one of these Mark II water wheels. All right. So this is how you upgrade stuff. You bring these computer consoles, what they're asking for. In this case, iron slabs, copper slabs. We know how to make those. Actually, we have to use blast smelters, I think, to do that. And then, what is this also stuff? Ceramic parts. Okay. That won't be well, it's not going to be a wonderful thing to make, but we'll be able to do it eventually. But yeah, this is a little production facility. I just made this last couple days. I figured since this X-ray area actually asks for like concrete and slabs and things of that nature. Figured I'd just put the production site right here. And there's a copper. I think that one's copper. And this is, I think this is iron on this side. And then there's actually up yonder. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. All right, we're just gonna look at the map. Oh, it's up to the left. Oh, there it is. You can kind of see it through there. There, that's a limestone deposit. So we could actually supplement once we're done. You know, ransacking that entire tower of limestone that's over there. We can hook into that. Just put a miner. Probably a Mark II. I'll probably put a Mark II up there because I can just hook up some power floor up to it, and then we'll belt it over and down and bring it to our factory here. So I don't think this is gonna, since we don't have that smelter, or not smelter, that Mark II drill going on that, and we don't have one over here, these two deposits should last pretty long and should allow us to get a good chunk of these larger pieces. Because what the drills do is they take just ore, crumble it up, and then I can make bars out of it. These blast smelters take huge chunks out of things, and then we can take that and it turns it into gravel. That we can use it for gravel, and then it also gives us the powdered ore too, that we can then turn back into ingots and things like that. So I think it actually increases our resources quite a bit. I haven't done the math on it though, so it could not. This is still one of the reasons I would love to have the unlimited resource nodes, because I would still, well, okay, this is the only drawback of unlimited resource nodes for me, is the fact that you could probably just then put all your drills around just one node and never look for any other of the other nodes in the game. I don't know that would actually happen though, because exploration in this game is fun, and when you find a node or something like that, it is nice to tap into it and send it back to the main facility, because you can only have so many drills around a node of ore before you just don't have enough space to do it anymore. Now you can dig these out and get on all the sides of them, so you can optimize how much surface space you have to use, but it still would be nice to then go out and access other resource nodes and things like that, because yeah, you need a good amount of capacity of ore coming in, or else you're gonna slow down your production to like an absolute snail's pace. I mean, I'm pretty much at a snail's pace for a lot of my stuff, just because I don't want to mass produce it at this moment. Big reason is making those big factories, for one, makes my computer very angry. So performance-wise, it doesn't end up working out that great. That has actually been getting better though. Funny thing, I've put these walls in, and the walls and power floors and things, and having those in makes this game perform better. I don't know why. I think it's because it obscures the visuals of the machines moving and doing all their stuff. That is my guess. But that being said, usually the problem or the challenge for the games in these things is that they have to make all these calculations and things like that, and that tends to be processor heavy. So, oh, really? Apparently that's a hole? Alright. Why did I do that? I'm a dork. Alright, we'll put that there so now we won't fall again. Oh, I know what I was gonna do. I think we might have resources to do this. We would have had resources to do this, but I think I stored them. I stored them at the other facility. Yay! Alright, let's go back. So I want to put some more research core things over here, but maybe we won't do that now. It's just because this has such a tall ceiling that I don't want to have to mess with it all that much. So that would be nice to have. But yeah, this is the extent right now for the most part of my factory. I mean, it's kind of large, but there's a lot of room for growth. So I did a lot of just building and creating infrastructure. Right now, a lot of these lines are just backed up because, well, things aren't being used as fast as, I don't know. I'd say they're being used up fast enough, but one of the things I do really want to see in this game, and it was in Satisfactory, is the ability to make signs for stuff, because I want to be able to, at some point, be able to put signs on containers. That's my big thing. Could I please put signs on containers? Because I sort of remember where stuff is and things, but yeah, eventually this place is going to be so large and so complicated that I'm not going to remember all that. It's just not going to be a thing. So, oh, we out again. All right. So I've been doing this too. I've been just drilling basically core samples in the area. And we do have another small, tiny little factory. Ooh, that was interesting. Go through here. I think we can go through here to get to it. Yeah, we can. This is part of the thing that I really like about this game is I can do all. I've dug all these tunnels for the most part. I mean, not everything, but like this is game dev. You can tell usually what the game devs made and what I made because I kill all the nature. Basically, I spoil the view, as they say. Not all the time, but most of the time. But this is our facility that's making copper frames, iron frames, and then reinforced copper and iron frames. And those are getting sent places. This is where you start the game, actually, is up here. You actually break through this little area here and pop out. And originally you would see I think it's the Lima little facility. You come down and you get talked to, and yeah, it's this thing. Yeah, Lima. And you start satisfying lists for this thing. But yeah, we have made this thing happy finally. So got a few research cores that we have from our original starting of the game. So these are turning on and off for one. Oh, this is getting close to being. This is what I mean. These do eventually go through. the resource thing. So this is just doing this because we're not getting rid of ores fast enough. I mean, you'd think we are, but it doesn't happen. So we've got two that we don't have fast inserters. This game does do the inserter thing, kind of like Factorio does. I think Foundry does it similar to. And I could upgrade all these and get this moving faster. Am I going to do it? Probably not, because I don't really want these things going faster at this point. Especially that one, because it's close to being done with that little spot there. I already had to move this thing. So this went all the way through there, so I moved this over. Now it's doing its thing. We're making stuff. So, yeah. The moving of the drills and stuff, I'm on the fence about it, honestly. I mean, it's a cool gameplay mechanic of being realistic and having things limited. I mean, I won't deny that. It is a cool little mechanic. At the same time, one of the things I really liked about Satisfactory was I didn't have to worry about the nodes like completely running out, and that just allowed me to make an absolute mess of the production stuff. But I mean, because this is not efficient. This is what we would call spaghetti, which I don't actually care. I really just like to belt everything all over the place. It just, I don't know. It looks cool when everything's going all over the place and such. Yeah. That's how I do it. It's kind of all snaking all over the place. This is why I would love the signs, though, so I could still kind of find stuff, but it's not too hard. You just hit E, and there you go. I have a lot of these. Something I used a lot in some of the other games I've played, factory-wise, are these just boxes everywhere. Tons of boxes. Just so I can go in the middle of a process or a production process, like a step along that process, and collect stuff. So right here we've got, Kindle Vine extract. We need that for some other things, other processes, or if I just need a couple Kindle Vine stems, I can use that to power maybe a miner or something like that if I need to. And if I'm out in the field, I could pick up 4 stacks of this and bring a miner with me. And oh, I forgot. No, I've got another area. So I could just bring this if I find, I don't know, some sort of a resource node or something like that. I can get started mining that immediately. So, yeah. All right, I'll take you real quick to the limestone area. Still working. All of this factory is a work in progress still. So another thing I love about these games is you just keep building and enjoying. It's a lot. It reminds me of a little bit of Minecraft in some ways, but it's like Minecraft with the power to really, really build and make some really cool stuff. It's what I wish Minecraft would have been, and they modded it in ways that you could do a lot of this cool stuff. But this used to be an entire. That's kind of the story of this game. Used to be a nice cave, and then I brought walls in. I've still yet to completely redo this area, so probably take some of that with us. But yeah, I should repair this eventually. I don't remember remember where this goes, actually. I'm sure it goes somewhere cool. We won't do that, though. I do know that there's like geodes in this game. Like crystal-filled rock structures. And it's called Atlantum. It's this huge green circle thing, and they're hollow. So if you can find a way in, you can actually get some of the higher tier metals earlier in the game. Because the only way to get through a geode normally would be a Mark II. A Mark II drill. Eventually, it would actually puncture through, and you'd be able to get inside. But there are sometimes cracks in the geodes that you can utilize. Oh, we're getting... This one's getting close to being moved. Well, basically just this whole wall, it's several stories tall of limestone. So we'll just move it over and, you know, change the little belting thing for it. It won't be that hard. So when it does finally give up the ghost and run out, we'll be ready for it. But yeah, this whole area, whole darn thing is limestone. You can tell it's a resource because it does this little shimmer effect every once in a while. Yeah. So it's... And this whole place, like this section, that bottom area too, that was here already. It was in ruins pretty much, but I did a little bit of rebuilding, and then I added on a huge area, which I'll make it look prettier later. This is basically so I have room for future expansion. I like to make some big areas and such, because I know I'll need it eventually. I mean, I could... Well, I don't know. I kind of like just having this as the limestone making facility. And as they expand the game, I'm sure there'll be places where I need to expand and change things and do all that good fun stuff. Or I'll just start over, which is a possibility eventually. Oh, if you see this like RL thing, those are other technology areas or points of interest on the map. So they show up on here. I actually have to check out one of them. I think it's a science facility or something like that. So we'll check it out at some point. We'll see how high this goes. Wee. There's no fall damage in this game, which is good. Thank you for not having fall damage. I don't like fall damage. I tend to fall a lot, so... So what I did is I was making this and kind of snaking this around this tower of research cores. I was clearing out stone as I went up. So, yes, it's labor intensive, but that being said, it still works out pretty well. Where's the rest of my tower? What is going on? That's weird. Do I not? I am quite sure that I had this. Maybe I didn't. Did I not complete this one? Huh. Alright, what time is it? Well, I'll demonstrate what I was doing then. Do I have some power floor with me? Do I have power floor with me? I use power floor for pretty much all this kind of stuff. Well, I do use the building stuff as well, but power floor is cheap to make. Really cheap to make, so it's useful. Alright, so we mine. It looks like it's a singularity or something like that. Or a black hole. I don't know, dark matter, who knows? Looks like it's some sort of a singularity that sucks stuff into it, which is kind of cool. Let's pop over here, and then I will show you how building works, I guess. Makes a satisfying little sound. I thought for sure I had kind of completed this, but you know what? I'm probably remembering my other 2 towers that I've created, and I definitely have gone all the way to the top of the level with those. And I found the 4 edges of this map as well, so. Which an interesting challenge would be to actually clear out the entire world. Which, yeah, I might do at some point. See, you can't clear out everything because there's some protected stuff. That being said, a good chunk of it you can do. Alright. Alright, come on. What is going on? Oh, we've got that above our heads. Alright, that's why. Clear it out. Thank you. Oh, so that's gonna spawn in some. Alright. So I haven't actually reached full capacity on any of these, I don't think. So it must be pretty crazy how much you can put into one of these research core organizers. Which is fine, then you don't have to have a ton of these. At least not right now. I'm assuming there'll be more of these that are needed later. Oh, you see that little overheating thing? That is my fault. One, I'm not using coolant at this point, just because I'm not mass producing it. So there are game mechanics that you can use to circumvent the whole overheating process. So don't think that that's a permanent kind of situation. I'm just too lazy to make the coolant, honestly, right now. So, ho hum. Alright, let's clear out a little bit more of this area. I actually wonder how high this thing can go. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, you can have you basically make it from plants in the area. It's like candlevine extract or something like that. One of those extracts that you can use. And you combine it with something else, and boom, poof, you have coolant for your drill. Actually, not too hard to make it. So. I should probably automate it at some point. I mean, there's just so much to automate. It's really quite daunting, the amount of things that you can automate. I think that's probably one of the things that can be overwhelming for folks as they're considering playing with these games. Because if that you know, creating those systems and the like support networks for, you know, creating items and things, the infrastructure stuff, if that's not fun for you, um, yeah, you're gonna hate factory building games. It's just that is the nature of the beast of these things. It's logistics, logistics, logistics. Um, just constantly, constantly, constantly going. All right, I actually have a stash of purple science that I can use to get this filled up again too. Well, I know what I'm going to do probably the next, maybe this evening. Probably, you know, get this further, you know, upwards. Let's see how high this thing goes. I mean, another thing I could use would be. Oh, I think we're getting close to the end. What is that? You can use mining charges too in this game. So you're not just limited to this mole thing, which honestly I just like using the mole. It's satisfying. It's relaxing. That's one of the things about these games is, for the most part, probably about 75% of your time, it's a fairly laid back, relaxing experience. Only every so often, the proverbial shit hits the fan, and you have to rush and go crazy. It happens probably more in Satisfactory than this game, at least so far, um, because power in this game is easy mode. It's really, really set up very well, and not hard to mess with. Probably when they add fluid dynamics to this game, it'll be harder. But right now, it's really easy to just power your whole facility with water wheels. In fact, I think that's pretty much one of the only ways, other than burning like plant matter, you can power your machines with that. But I don't know that there's a plant matter generator. I mean, if somebody knows the game better than I do, if there is one and I just haven't unlocked it yet, feel free to tell me. I'm pretty sure there isn't. Which that would be a cool thing to add, because you can grow stuff in this game. Unlike Satisfactory, you can't automate biological plant matter kinds of power production in Satisfactory at all. At least I've never found a way to do it. You can automate fueling them, but actually growing anything, can't do it. So this game exceeds that one in that way in particular in my mind. I don't know. I don't get tons or deep into the discussion of which is better. I would say probably if you're starting out in a factory game, this would probably be a better one to start out with. And I say that because there's some very, very frustrating mechanics in Satisfactory. That's the one I'm most familiar with. Got a couple hundred hours in that game. But this one at least has, you know, some pretty easy power creation kind of stuff. It's not It's not obtuse about its systems. So, at least for the most part, I haven't had issues really setting up things. And it's got a pretty good community of folks on YouTube and such. I haven't seen anybody streaming the game, really, so... But, definitely has a pretty good community of YouTubers that I've seen so far. Making stuff and uploading, you know, strategies for optimizing and all that good stuff. So if you want to optimize in this game, you definitely can. You can set up what they call buses for resources and have a, you know, central location of multiple belts bringing in the resources, and, you know, put your machines on either side and do all that cool stuff. You can definitely do that. I just tend not to. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll get into that whole thing where it's like, it has to be orderly. It must be orderly. It must be. I just don't get into that very much. So I respect it when other people are doing it. I just don't do it much. If it becomes efficient and such, then I'm cool. There are some places like in Satisfactory where I had to make it efficient, particularly in the coal mining power production, and then when I had to do fluid dynamics with the oil rig stuff. That is why I would have you start with this game first, because that can be a nightmare. Absolute nightmare if you don't know anything about it. So definitely. It's like trying to build a space shuttle or something like that in Kerbal Space Program for the first time. That's a nightmare too. That Kerbal Space Program can be really hard. I'll have to put up a video of that too for the channel, just so you can see some of the other games I've played. Because yes, we're concentrating on, you know, like role-playing game stuff on the channel. That being said, I do play a lot of other games. So, alright, we need to put stuff in here. Put on another level. Can we just pop this in directly, or do we have to have some sort of an inserting kind of system? Well, that's sad. I mean, it's not completely. We can go around it. It's fine. Oh, that's not what I want. I want a container. Takes iron ingots and iron components. So guess what? We need some iron. We should have some right here. Yes, we do. And we're overburdened again. Wah. Alright, we'll just there, we can make one. There, container. Make a container. Why? Wow, you really have to be far away from this thing. Alright, that's fine. Don't want us to be near it for whatever reason. Alright, I'll get to show you a little bit of how the building works here. So I'll put a little thing in between. We'll have an inserter there. Let's make another. So you have different kinds of inserters. You got a long inserter, which is what it says. It has a long arm for it, so you can skip over a line of resources and go to the next one. A filter inserter, so you can tell it what to take out of the machines or put into and and do all that good fun stuff, which is very helpful. And then the fast inserter, which needs power, so you can't just have this out in the wilderness doing stuff. But yeah, this is definitely a fun little thing. It goes, and it actually does go pretty fast, so it's a little Speedy Gonzales on there. So let's do that, and then we'll put our cores in there. Where did our purple cores go? Purple, purple, purple. There we go. 1, 2, 3. There. And that'll start just going in there. And it will, it'll spawn up on the top there. And be used up. So there's so much stuff left for me to do in this game, which is really cool. I got several things to, like I have to upgrade more stuff on these, what is our next one that we're working on? I'll show you that real quick. This is the big kind of directing force of the game. So we're working on getting all this stuff created to unlock this next tier of stuff. So we'd upgrade the terminals. We need reinforced iron frames, reinforced copper frames, relay circuits. That sounds fun. Conveyor belt Mark II we can deal with pretty easily. Mining charges also we can deal with fairly easily as well. We should actually start stockpiling these, which means I need to put a box in our charge making area just off the side with a splitter, and then most of it will go to the blast smelters, but then we'll consistently be over time drawing off an amount for ourselves. That's one of the things in these factory games. Always use little containers off the side, so you got little buffers and such to be collecting items from your main production. Then you can go and get these things and not have to, handcraft them and such. The whole point of the factory games is to optimize stuff. It really is. So don't fight that. I mean, at first you can a little bit. Don't think you need to automate everything right at first. But once you've got a good space and in your factory and such, start working on automating everything. Something I've been starting to do just direction wise is like these things that the various computer screens are asking for. I will automate these. That's something I did in Satisfactory too. Is I when the space elevator was asking for something, I would make sure to automate those particular items at a very small level, just so I would be creating 1 or 2 at a time, and then I'd go off and build stuff and create things, and then 4 or 5 hours later when I came back, wow, I've got all the stuff for the next upgrade, and it's just done it for me. So I just pop it in the machine, hit the upgrade button, go boom, and that's actually a great way to play these games, is automate the stuff that it's asking for, so you get into the automation process, and then set it and forget it, go off building and such, and then come back, and then boom, it's ready, ready made for you. I don't know if you can actually, there are actually little slots on the base of this thing, right here. I think you can actually just put items into this thing, like via, so you could actually automate the production process and the insertion process for making all this stuff. That would be an interesting thing to do. Now that I think about it, I'll have to try that, because that would be actually kind of cool. I have to head out though. Been playing games most of the day, so it's my day off, so I can do that. But yeah, I'll go ahead and hopefully you enjoyed this. Definitely one of my more favorite games right now. So if it is, this game is actually on sale quite a bit. So If you like factory builders, just buy it. That's an easy decision. If you like this kind of stuff, or even if you're looking for one to get into, this would be the one. Um, because it just has a really cool world. It's got a story, and so far it's actually been a pretty interesting story. So I won't spoil any of it, but um, it has been pretty interesting, and it's a lot of ability to make um, a factory and the world the way you want. So you can do a lot of terraforming and all that good stuff, which Satisfactory doesn't have. Um, at least not in any real way. You can't really do much with their game world, interactivity wise. This one you can mold it and bend it to your will pretty much in any way, shape, or form you want. So, but well, here's a look. This was a look into other stuff I play. But if you like it, like, comment, subscribe. If you want more of this kind of stuff, I'll probably upload a little bit of it here and there, just because I like it. But if you enjoy it and want to see more, feel free to put it in the comments. I would be happy to continue playing this. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Bye now.